I finally left the fishing village late in the evening, waiting for the wind to drop. The real issue wasn't the wind, though, it was the waves. A heavy swell was still running, and with several shallow sandbanks blocking the way, getting out was a bit tricky. While trying to launch through the surf, a wave and wind flipped the boat. I managed to right it, but during the chaos, I lost my main flashlight at the sea. I covered about 15 kilometers crossing Dolphin Bay, an absolute beauty of an evening cruise. But navigating the strait near the last island got tricky. I was facing a headwind that kept dropping, and the mountains to the southwest were completely blocking the breeze. Once I cleared the strait, things got even worse. The wind died completely, but the heavy swell rolled in from the open sea remained. After throwing in a couple of tacks and getting nowhere, I decided to turn around and head back to the shelter of the bay. This is a beautiful sheltered bay, where I spent the night and watched the sunrise. After sunrise, I went to explore the bay's coastline. Sheltered from the southern winds, this sandy cove is incredibly picturesque. There are wide grassy clearings here, and at some point, people used to live in this area before they decided to leave it behind.
Сейчас есть две идеи названия для этого пляжа. Пляж грязный, потому что при отливе появляется куча грязной грязи. И второе.
This place is an introvert's paradise. No people around, just lizards and some wild animals. I spent some time meditating, cooked a quick meal, and then set off on the return journey. I realized the boat needs one critical upgrade before I go any further: a proper tiller lock. I packed up, loaded my gear onto the boat, raised and trimmed the sail, weighed anchor, and headed back north. This time, a nice tailwind and a following sea were waiting for me.
Собственно, отчалили.
As I sailed, I found myself reflecting on how vastly different the experience is between running with the wind and fighting against it. Sailing downwind, the breeze softens, the waves grow gentle, and you feel this beautiful synergy with the world and the universe. But pressing against the wind and the sea, that is pure resistance. It is an act of defiance, a struggle, discomfort. I was raised in a world of hardship and endurance, in a great country where everyone around me was constantly fighting and conquering. It was only as I grew older that this simple truth revealed itself to me. Struggle rarely brings true joy. You can train yourself to love the fight and spend your whole life seeking it out. Or you can learn to go with the flow and catch the wave. Everyone chooses their own path, but to make that choice consciously, you have to experience both.
Идем на север, ветер с юга, бардак.
The forecast called for gusts up to 10 to 12 meters per second, so I put the first reef in. The boat handled beautifully, very predictable and calm, under a clear blue sky and bright sunshine. The wind carried me straight toward Monkey Island. These incredible creatures live here with no source of fresh water, getting their food entirely from the sea. From what I understand, their main diet consists of shellfish. They are very curious and immediately came down to see what I had brought them. But since feeding them is strictly forbidden, they quickly realized they weren't getting anything and moved on with their troop. The whole route was just about 1 nautical mile, but man, it was a blast. I averaged a solid 3.5 knots, hitting a sweet maximum speed of 4.9 knots. By evening, I pulled into a charming fishing village right across from Monkey Island. I had a fantastic dinner there, met an amazing family of local fishermen, and we spent the night just chilling around the campfire. For this night, I decided to swap the boat for a hammock, and honestly, it was absolutely wonderful.